Good evening, everyone. You are welcome to your #1 show. I'm your host Dangote, and this is Showtime. Before we continue with our program, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, and don't forget also to share and comment. Let me ask you one thing. How are you managing, how are you balancing between work and studies also this side?
That's a very interesting question, and this is one of the challenges most of our students are facing. Because they find that one is giving a lot of time to this one at the expense of this one. Then eventually you end up getting so much inclined on one side. But I tried to manage to balance. What I did, I had my friends. So we had a group of like 6 people, and we could work together. And these people could call me. Whenever there was something,
they were also studying
at
the same school.
Yes. So when we were there, I was very good. Especially in discussions. So and they were aware of what I was doing. So I could tell that anything that was going on, you let me know. And whenever I could come back from where I was working from, then they could give me the notes. We could.
And you had to copy.
Then we passed through them. They could discuss for me. Then eventually I could cope up with them, and this one enabled me also to perform well. So I think what's very important is being focused. Because I am not against working while studying. That's what you want, and more so in this contemporary Uganda, it's very important to keep on practicing what you are studying. So the more you practice, and eventually you find that by the time you are out of the institution.
Mr. Mwangi,
yes,
there is a question I've forgotten. While you were studying, you wanted to become what in future?
Thank you. What I wanted to become when I was still young, in fact, when I was still young, I wanted so much to become a doctor.
A doctor?
Yes.
And what happened?
What failed me. So when I reached the secondary, so I started to find things not very simple, especially with the sciences. They were not very simple on my side. But again, I had my brother. In fact, he also a bit discouraged me.
In doing sciences?
Yes.
Why?
He told me, even my friends who are very intelligent failed these sciences. Because at A level I wanted to go with the sciences. So he said, even these people.
So which means in senior 4 you are also, because sciences, in science side, were you good also in doing sciences?
I will not say I was very, very good, but at least I was a bit fair.
Yeah, you are a bit fair.
Yeah, I was fair. I was not bad enough.
So which means
I would have tried, and I know if I had gone with them, I would have been so much determined. You never know. Yes. But when I got all this information from the brother, that these things are very hard, I gave him various examples of various people, students who had tried them and failed.
So discouraged.
Yes. So eventually I had to give up the sciences. Then, of course, going with the arts and what it means. Yes. Then becoming a teacher, I picked interest when I told that I was given that post by the teachers when they forged it there. Be the chairperson for discussions. So I started chairing most discussions, organize discussions at school, ensure that all of us have discussions. So by then you had joined
university, or you were still in senior
discussions?
6? Senior 6.
Discussion. That's at senior 6. So then from there I started teaching. Then later I joined the university. Then I proceeded. I continued like that on finished because as I told you, I could study while working. I could study. At least I always had a happy wallet.
Cash, you had cash in the pocket.
Yes. And by then, for us, we were lucky. Those who are going to government scholarship could be paid by the government. The university could give us some money. Even during this year or the month of Ramadan, fasting, we are getting paid
by the government
for fasting. So I could have, and I did a lot in helping my brothers at home, because for us we are 5. Those are my brothers. I'm the second born, but at least I helped them all. Yes, because I could get in some money, and to me, according to me, by then it was not all money because I had no problem. So what I could do was to help them via their tuition fees like that as I proceeded.
Okay,
yes.
Going back to you got 20 points in senior 6. So the celebration, we were still talking about the celebration.
What's very funny? There was kind of a celebration, and the parents were very happy.
So the community was not involved?
The community was not involved. Yes, a few. Yes. And remember, for us Africans, we have various beliefs. Don't talk so much. Don't let, we have this habit of saying people, Africans will be witching all the things. So, the Bagad are not well wishers. So you keep it as a secret at times, though there are some people that you inform. I am aware that other people even got annoyed. Even some friends of mine also.
People got annoyed because you got 20 points. By that time, 20 points, was it the highest or 25?
By then 25.
25. But at least you got the money.
20. Because where I was, the school where I was, if I tell you that it was a new school, and it was a bit a humble school by then, and nobody expected me to perform like that. And most of my friends were in very good schools, so they were so surprised to hear that I had got all that, and for them I had failed to make that.
Because as you said, some of them were studying in expensive school.
Yes.
So they had you got 20 points.
What I know, of course, as a human being, you have to feel bad. You know that. And that's what happened to some, and others stopped even talking to me. But I said, no, I remember being young, I said, I have to go on. Yes. Because the 20 points was not the end of the world. I had to go on and pursue other things. But that was the life I was in, but I proceeded with my studies. But what the advice I'm giving to most of us here, especially the youths like you, it does not necessarily mean that being in those fancy world schools, that is the only way to be successful in life. You can be in any other school, but you can still get and even perform far better than those people there. Yes, so you can compete with them. So an example is me, where I was. In fact, the best people were two there who got the government sponsorship from by then. Yes. So don't despair wherever you are. We have some at our institute level here. You can go on and proceed up to the university from here. But so long as you are aware that you are having a career path which is very clear and very straight, and this is what we are doing here. We ensure that at least whoever is here does these UBTB examinations, then from there progresses from there at the university, and you can succeed. Then somebody say, somebody from, and remember, for you, you are lucky, you are working while studying. Yes, that's the advantage we are having, and that's what helped me, I think, to become what I am right now. Yes. So
we were still on that points. You got the points, and you told me that many people didn't come to celebrate with you. Your family members are the only people who celebrated. And so, how did the father feel?
Of course, the father was...
Okay, but you told me the father, by that time, so did you communicate to them, or you went back home after?
I communicated to them because we were excited. To them, because I remember going back there was to go to and pick my results from there. But my father went there before I went. When I informed him of the news, or those people calling me, I informed him. He said, I know you should come, but I'm still busy. I'm at school teaching. Then for him, what he did, that's the information I got. Yes, he bought a goat and 2 crates of soda. Yes, and he went to school. So to thank the teachers for what they had done. Yes, so that's what he did. Then he came. So it was me later, after a period of time, I went and picked my results. Yes, to proceed with my studies.
Okay, going to university, you joined university. Didn't you engage in any political stuff also when you were in university?
That's a very,
because we have many institutions there.
That's a very good question. I never participated in politics. As I told you that I was always at university for 3 days. Other days was busy looking for some money. Yes, that's what was working. Yes, was working. So the little time I had for the university was to concentrate in my studies. Yeah. So that's the little time. Whenever I could come, I could make sure that, because at times I could even fail to make it 3, and I make it only 2 days. But the good thing, as I told you, we had a group of students. Was among that.
You formed a group?
Yes, we formed the group. That was so cooperative, and at times, even if they could put abrupt tests, they could call me, and I was busy in Ruwero doing my work teaching. So I could rush, get a taxi, then rush, I come, then I sit and do. So life was not very easy, but I wouldn't say that what made it very hard was because I was working. There might be other factors, but at least I had programmed myself and I had my own timetable.
Which course were you doing by that time in university?
I was doing education.
Education?
Yes, education.
So after education, weyongerayo maaso?
Then after education, then I graduated. That is after my bachelor's.
When did you graduate?
That was 2003.
2003.
Yes, I graduated. Then on graduating, of course, at the time I was already working. Then when I completed my studies, I was made to become the deputy teacher of the school where I was working. Then I worked. Then later, the school was performing very well.
You worked for how many years in that school? You were given to be the
teacher. I worked there for 5 years.
Yeah.
It was called Atalanta High School. Then the director.
Which side of the country? Which part of the country?
It's in Uganda. I was working in Ruwero.
Ruwero.
Yes. So they had the connections with those people in Atalanta. So as NGOs getting money. So that's why they named it that name. Then from there, one of the directors of another school in Kasana. Kasana is a town in Ruwero. So this school was called Kasana Town Academy. So he had the school performing. Then he sent somebody, which was the holidays. In fact, I had started marking UNEB examinations. I just come from the marking of UNEB. I was at my home resting. Then somebody came looking for me. I never knew this person. He said to me that somebody wanted to talk to me. I asked him, whose person is this? This one is the director of this. Where is he? He's in Kampala.
Director of the school.
Oh, Kasana Academy. In fact, it's called the Haji Walugembe. He has also shares in one of the owners of Kampala Polytechnic. Yes. He's also lecturer at Chambogo University, engineering department, an engineer. So I had to go to this, but I told him, I don't have even transport already now. Then he called him. I don't know. You know what he told me? That I've said you come. I have your lunch of 100,000. So that
you were very happy.
I was excited. So reaching there, he said, I'm going to multiply your salary that you'll be getting there. You come and 2 times. Then you start working with me.
Okay, continuing with the conversation with Mr. Mwonge. Let's go for a short commercial break, then we'll come back later with more. Welcome back from that short commercial break. I'm still here with Mr. Mwonge. Before we continue with the program, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and also comment. So I'm still with Mr. Mwonge as he's telling more about his journey. So Mr. Mwonge, you are still saying you were given 100.
Yes, 100. Yeah. So I was a bit excited. So that day, the following day, I had to wake up very early to see that I reached the gentleman. Yes, on reaching, we discussed so many things. There, I started as a destroyer. We started as a dose, but to get this money. I said, it's okay. I worked. In fact, I worked for 1 term. Then after 1 term, I was promoted to become the head teacher.
Head teacher of the school.
It was quite a bigger school. And because I was just a hard-working young man by then, I think it was the results. Because I just got a letter from the board of directors wanting to meet me and be given a promotion of that level. So I was excited with that. And so many things we did in terms of performance. It was very important that at least the performance started changing, and out of improvements we are seeing at the school. In fact, at that school, Town Academy, Kasana, it's me who brought that, the dish, that mad choice thing, the decoder thing. Mad choice,
yeah.
just watching football for the students.
Yeah.
And I had so many changes there. And the students were always... I remember when I was teacher there, the students had nicknamed me. They called me Budget. You know why they called me Budget?
I know. Can
So
you tell us about that? About
so that was a nickname given to me at that school there. Reason being that they were saying that I was owning everything, because they were saying that I was the solution to everything.
Budget your neck.
Everything, yes. He's called the Budget.
Yeah.
So the whole school was, and it was the nickname.
Yeah.
But as a professional teacher, I could pretend as if I was not knowing that they were calling me. So I could pretend, the Budget, who is coming? Budget is coming. Budget. So for me, I was aware, but I was very intelligent. I pretended not to cause a conflict with them, and when I came to know that it was not very bad, I just neglected. And for them, they thought and assumed that I never knew that was my nickname. But what I'm requesting the youths who are viewing and seeing us here is that once you have a goal or a target, please be very important to stick on it.
Stick on your goals.
On your goals. I understand whoever is there has a goal, unless when you have a problem. But anybody who is understanding and who is very sober and conscious has to be with a goal. And that's what will help you to reach all the heights you want. But the moment you don't have, I don't think you'll be in position to move in the right direction. You end up, knocking, because it's very important to be with these limits. Or the goal is to keep on directing, guiding you, knowing where to put all your efforts. So those who are watching us, please understand we are the youths, the lads, the lass. Make sure that you have a goal in whatever you are doing. As students, be with your goals and stick on to them. Then, the other person because you might ask me a question, let me phrase the person who helped me to reach that level, I think it was my mother. She's called
biological mother.
Mrs. Kasozi Namasuba. She's Zam Namasuba, madam. So she's not so much educated. She was, because she tried her level best, but she was always encouraged. Others told that she even stopped from playing football, plus even other co-curricular activities, and emphasis was put on academics. The same applies to my father. So I'm very thankful to them for what they have done for me, or what they did for me. At least I'm here now, and I can help them. Remember, after doing that, later I went for my master's. Master's degree. I studied my master's degree. Then from there, it was a master's degree now in early childhood education. And the person who most influenced me to go for master's degree in early childhood education was the principal of education, Makere. It's called Professor Mugaga. So he advised me, and later I had to take that. And that's where I am now. I'm in early childhood education. So I went. Then from there, I went for postgraduate diploma in children's rights. That was in Malmo in Sweden. I went for that. And from there, I had to come back to Uganda. Okay? So right now, as I talk, I'm trying to pursue my PhD. Is what I'm trying to pursue right now. But I pray, and I know, since it's my goal, or at one time with tea, I will achieve it. And because my dream is to become a doctor, as I told you, I very much want to become a doctor when I was so young. So let me become yes. Now, if that failed, let me become a doctor of books. So that's my. Then after that, I would have accomplished all things concerning academics, and then I do other things.
Okay, Mr. Mwangas, we are winding up with our show. I want you to give your last remarks to those people who are watching us to our YouTube channel, NCC Online TV. Give your last remarks to them. My last remarks, thank you very much. Since most of our viewers, people seeing us, most of my youths, I will again re-emphasize, let us stick on our goals, let us be with the motives, and have limits. We did these things to restrict us. Once you are not restricted, or you have no rules governing you, you will end up going astray. And once you go astray, you will be in problems. Then again, our parents who are there, again, I encourage you to keep on guiding your children. Keep on guiding them. Show them the right path, such that they do not go astray. Some of us, because of the too much love we have towards our children,
you don't want to show them, tell them the reality.
End up showing children the wrong way.
The wrong way, yes, because you love them so much. Now you think that if I tell him or her, or I show her that this one's wrong, what you've done, and this is what right, they're going to let them get annoyed. So long as you are directing a child towards the right thing, because we need good citizens. That's why today we are facing so many problems. And most of us who were brought during that generation I have mentioned, you find that most of us were disciplined. Why? Because all of people were our parents. Today, if you are not the biological father or biological mother, and you give a punishment to a child you find a wronging anywhere, you are going to be arrested. But for us, everybody was a parent to you, and we could arrest. And once they could come and report, you could be there and then be punished by the parents. Why? Because of the respect we had for the elders and the elder people. That's why for us, when we are still young, our elders, we could call them Baba. It was very, 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 it was an abomination to call your brother who's older, one who's older than you, or your elder brother, to call him by name.
That thing is so common in the Western. You find a kid like someone like me calling my father by my name, Mr. Mwongi. Mwongi.
It's
which is very bad.
It's bad. We need to give this, accord them respect, because we are learning from them. If somebody is my elder brother, it means much I'm yet to learn from this person. So now all of these things are very important. Let us try, parents who are seeing me, and even the youths who are, because I know very soon we are becoming parents, let us try to bring back those things of the old generation. They are not ancient. They are very, very important in the well-being of our children, our nation, that's the country Uganda, and our families. So proper upbringing of the children is where we have to put a lot of emphasis. If we are to have upright citizens and good citizens of Uganda, and it's the only way our country will develop. I normally tell the learners, the students I teach, that by 1800, Britain was industrializing. In fact, by then, it was called the workshop of Europe. Are you aware that by 1800, Britain was far better than the way Uganda is right now?
No, sir.
So by 1800, they were industrializing. Do we have industries in Uganda? We don't have.
We are having small scale.
Small scale, and others
just starting.
And others are just assembling. We just assemble. So by then, by 1800, they were making. So now these are things we need to know. And what you can hope is see how we can bring, model the younger generation to get what you want, something good from them. Yes, please.
Okay. That was Mr. Mwonge. Before we continue with this next episode, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on TikTok, like us and comment. We will be back with Mr. Mwonge as he's bringing us most interesting part you have never seen. So keep tuned and keep watching. Bye.
NCC Online TV and Radio, the place of wealth.